guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited. We are here today with Scott Bateman, a good friend of mine, and as you can tell, he's very into fitness, right? And I'm excited. I think so often entrepreneurs like myself and Scott, you get so busy and you run out of time to make good, healthy meal choices. So today I've asked him to be with me to share with me his top 3 meals that he makes that are quick and easy. Now, I am a new owner of an air fryer and I love it. It was one of the best purchases we've made. And Scott also has an air fryer and he swears by it. So if you don't have one, you're probably gonna wanna go pick one up after this video. So Scott, why don't you take it away and show us what are 3 kind of go-to meals that you make in your air fryer?
Absolutely, so here we are. My number one choice, as always, is the chicken, the protein, because we build all our meals around the protein every time we start a meal. So we're gonna be doing some garlic parmesan chicken today. We're gonna be doing some organic zucchini, no salt added to that. And we're gonna finish with some buffalo cauliflower. This is something we actually eat probably at our house. This is probably like consists 80% of our meals. Tons of vitamins, high in protein. We almost always choose the chicken breast, right? Because of the lean type of meat. So yeah, but like Melissa said, I gotta say, our air fryer has been one of the best purchases that we've made. And when you can buy something that's gonna make your life easier in the kitchen and is like dummy proof and you can set it and walk away, it's probably like one of the best investments that you can make. So why don't we start with the chicken, since that's my favorite. So we're doing the garlic parmesan chicken. So all we have here, we have probably about 5-6 chicken breasts. What I do is I just cube them into probably like a 1-inch cube. I just find it just cooks a little bit quicker. We can also fit a lot more into the air fryer. Adds that little crispiness when we flip it over. So we'll start with this. What you're gonna notice is all my recipes, they are about as simple as they get.
I like simple.
Some of them 2, if maybe 3 ingredients max. I do not like a lot of ingredients. That complicates it. I also don't do measurements in the kitchen just because I find it's too time consuming. So
love it.
Let's start with the chicken. So we start with our chicken breast. We're gonna start olive oil, add a little bit of that. That's gonna go on all of our stuff here today. Then we're gonna go to just a little bit of lemon juice, and I add that with the chicken breast. Some people don't like the chicken breast. I hear it all the time from people. I'm a big chicken thigh fan, of course they are, because it's much lower protein, much higher in the fat. So that's why you always see the bodybuilders gravitate towards their lean meat. So with the leaner meat, it's not as tasty. So when you can add some juice, lemon juice is a good choice. From there, we just pick our favorite seasoning. So this is probably one of my favorite seasonings, the Garlic Plus. It's got a bit of sodium in it. However, this stuff is delicious. Add a little bit of that. From there, what I like to do, just give it a stir. Give it a bit of stir and then add it on one more time just to make sure everything's nicely coated with it. And then from there, we're just gonna add a little bit of Parmesan. We're not gonna overdo it with it. It just adds just a little bit better of a taste.
As you're stirring, what's the philosophy behind the air fryer? What kind of health advantages does it have? So,
it can go a few different ways. What I find about the air fryer is just that it can take something that a lot of people hate, like they may not like those chicken breasts because they are so dry when they cook them. It just takes all the work. So what it's gonna do is it's like I said, it's dummy proof, right? So you can put it in there and you got the leanest meat choice and it comes out juicy, right? And it's super simple to make. So it's just the fact that it might help you eat like a little bit leaner, or some of the leaner meats that are tough to cook. You can still make them nice and juicy in an air fryer.
Yeah, and one of the things I found is, I've been cooking a lot of roasted veg, which we're gonna show you in a bit, and man, I used to roast veg in the oven all the time, but I'd always mess it up. Something would be too overcooked or too or what have you. I could never get it just right. And I think anyone who owns an air fryer would know that, man, like roasted veg is one of the best things you can cook in there.
Anything where you can invest that's gonna help you like increase your vegetable intake. So if it's gonna make you eat more vegetables because you buy an air fryer, it is 100% worth the money.
Yeah, and that's what I'm finding. I find I'm more excited to eat vegetables now because it tastes so dang good. So that's awesome. All right, we got our chicken.
We're gonna go to, let's go to the zucchini. So what we did, took some zucchini, we just sliced it up. So probably like, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick or so. It's almost a go-to. Olive oil, if I'm cooking and I'm using oil, it's always olive oil. So we're just gonna drizzle that over. when I use the air fryer, I don't add any oil to the bottom. It's always just whatever I put on the vegetable, right? So.
And I think that's another benefit is you're not overusing, you know, maybe, I mean, olive oil is great for you, but certainly you don't want to use too much, right?
Absolutely. So all we have here is the organic zucchini. We throw that. We just get it nicely coated. Just give it a nice little stir so the olive oil is all over.
Okay.
And from there, this is a great choice.
It's the first time I saw this. I didn't know this was available.
My mother-in-law got me onto this. It wasn't my favorite choice until I really started kind of to dig into my diet like another level, and I realized the sodium intake was extremely high. So this is organic, no salt seasoning. It's a good choice for sure, and it's always good. I mean, we eat so many, especially like you're gonna see stuff like sodium, right? And especially things like the hot sauce. So it's good if we're eating things with like hot sauce or high in sodium that we do take it down in other places. So I'm just gonna sprinkle that over, and like we did with the chicken, I just find that we'll add a bit of that.
Now, if someone doesn't like zucchini, because I could just see someone watching this being like, well, I don't like zucchini. What other vegetables could you do with the same seasoning? Really anything, right?
Honestly, anything.
Carrots, onions. I've been doing onions in the air fryer, unreal. Broccoli. Broccolini.
Any of that stuff. All right.
Cauliflower.
So this is one of my favorite. We eat this all the time, particularly the chicken and the cauliflower. When I would make a batch, usually, when I do, it's probably usually like twice the size, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna always fill up that air fryer and we use it in the next day. So we use things, we used to never eat cauliflower. Neither one of us
Neither did I until I had an air fryer.
Neither one of us ate cauliflower, and now probably one of our favorite things to eat is chicken wraps with cauliflower, the buffalo cauliflower in it the next day. So that's something that we always do. We even put it in our salads. So when we're cooking cauliflower, we go all out with that. So yeah, with this, we're just gonna add the buffalo sauce. I actually prefer the generic due to it's a little bit less sodium, I find. Okay. So we're just gonna add that. And again, I usually do this twice. So just coat it like nice and evenly. We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil. And
you know, if you're like me, I don't love leftovers. Right? My husband adores leftovers. I don't. And so what I love about this is you could pre-cut vegetables on a Sunday, have a ton of bags full of vegetables, and then every day you could cook new vegetables in the air fryer. It doesn't take that long. I also like how little time it takes in the air fryer to cook.
The biggest trick that I learned is honestly just keep it simple, right? There's no need to fry it first and then and then bake it and do this and that, and then we're like making it so complicated where we don't have time to make that. Yeah, like I said, 2 ingredients. So we 3 in this one. Olive oil, we toss this a little bit in some sauce. We're just gonna add a little bit of parsley. I find it adds a little bit of flavor. It's mostly kind of like a color kick that it gives it. Makes it look a little bit more appetizing.
I've never thought to do that.
So yeah, just simple things like that. We're gonna add a little bit more hot sauce. Stuff like this is really low in calories, but it's super high in sodium, right? So when we're adding stuff like that, we just don't want to be adding the extra sodium.
Now, what would you do with someone that doesn't like hot sauce? Is it fair to say you could just do olive oil and parsley?
Yeah, so
that would still be delicious.
Absolutely. Another one that I do quite often with the cauliflower, I put a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of olive oil, Parmesan, and maybe the garlic plus.
So it's really just you have these and you can make a million different recipes.
Really,
these are awesome.
These are my go-to tools for sure.
Fantastic. All right, we're gonna go and throw it in the air fryer and we're gonna show you how amazing it is after. All right, so we got the Ninja air fryer here and Scott's gonna show us how to cook up the chicken first.
So yeah, it's pretty simple. What we're gonna do is you just wanna make sure it's preheated at least 3 minutes before.
Okay.
It's as simple as pulling this out, throwing our stuff in.
And you don't have to get an expensive air fryer. This one was $100 at Costco. I know there's some that range higher, lower, but I think this is really reasonable.
So yeah, it's a matter of throwing that in there. I have the hot plate or the roasting plate in there.
Okay.
And all you're gonna do, I usually find when this is filled up, it takes 23 minutes on just like here, 375, I believe it is, or we're gonna put it for 23 minutes. The temperature is the 390 default temperature.
Okay.
Air fry, and we're gonna start that. The biggest thing about this is just that when you're doing it, is you just gotta make sure you toss it probably about 4 times in the 23 minutes. That is crucial to making sure you can like a nice even cook on it. And,
okay.
Yeah, and that is it.
And then start. Okay, so here's the chicken that's done, right? Took about, what did you say, 23 minutes?
23 minutes.
And what's this little gadget here?
So this is a meat thermometer. It is like, in my opinion, it is crucial, like mandatory tool in anybody's kitchen. If you want to cook learn how to cook your protein without like dousing it in sauce. Get a good meat thermometer. So yeah, 165 for chicken is safe. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the thickest pieces, poke it in and see what it reads. It's like slightly under. I'm gonna put this in for about 2 more minutes and then it is done.
And then it's done. There's nothing worse than dry chicken, right? If you already don't love chicken, man, like you don't want to overcook it. So.
Yeah, the nice thing about a meat thermometer, it takes all the guessing. It's like having an open book test. As soon as it hits 165, it just overcooks after that, right? So once it hits 165, it's safe. There's no need to keep cooking it regardless of what it looks like on the inside.
Okay guys, so we're done cooking everything. We got our chicken, we got our cauliflower, zucchini, and what do we have here?
This is a Caesar salad, so we decided since we're making the food anyways, we're gonna eat it for supper, and this is exactly what I would eat for supper or for lunch. So yeah, usually in the summer, I love to eat it with a salad. So here we have a Caesar salad. We're gonna throw that chicken breast on it, the Parmesan chicken breast. I'm gonna throw the cauliflower right on top of mine. I prefer it all mixed together, and I'm even gonna throw some of this zucchini in there. It's awesome. If you're looking for the next day, like what we almost always do, so when I cook this up, I cook a ton of it, and the next day we just take the wraps, the whole wheat wraps, we throw those, a little bit of guacamole, the chicken, and the cauliflower in there, the buffalo cauliflower, and a little bit of cheese on top. We fry it, no oil in a pan, and it is incredible.
Oh my gosh, I already tried a little bit. Unreal. Guys, this is easy, it's simple. There's no excuses to be eating bad food. This will fuel you for the day. This will make you feel good. This will make you feel productive. And you always have time to prep, right? This is all about prepping and putting good food in our body. So, okay, so now that you've gotten the 3 main easy go-to meals that you can do in your air fryer, if should you choose to purchase one, Scott actually has a little bonus round. We get to learn how to make protein peanut butter cups. So if you have a sweet tooth, man, you gotta try these. These are so easy, again, simple, but so delicious. And if you're a sweet tooth, these will be for you. So,
like all my stuff, it is like simple as 4 ingredients, this one.
Yeah.
We got some organic coconut oil. We got some light peanut butter. I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of peanut butter you buy, but that's just the kind that we have. And we got my favorite whey isolate protein powder, and then we got a bag of dark chocolate here. So this is a good thing that I use, like, you know, when you get those like sweet tooth cravings, this is a perfect thing for that. I prefer to use the mini cups. I see it as being like a healthy option. If I'm using the mini cups, I would consider it to be not a healthy option if you're using the full cups. Just because they are substantially high in fat, but they are delicious. They are very addictive. So.
What if you make mini cups, but then you have 2 or 3 in the same?
It's rare that I only have 1. So we're gonna start with the coconut oil. Again, I don't know like measurements with this stuff. I don't usually take measurements. And all I'm gonna do is fill this, you just need some sort of cup, like something with like a spout on it. We're gonna be pouring this in. So you wanna put a fair amount in there because we are filling it with quite a few cups here. And
this is virgin olive oil, and my understanding is that the virgin has the actual coconut flavor.
We eat a lot of this stuff. It's good. It's something I also put in my rice, just when I put it in the rice cooker, just to add that extra little bit of flavor. So start with that. That might
half
be
a cup, 3/4 cup.
Yeah, maybe close to that cup. Yeah, from there we're just gonna take. This is just like no-name dark chocolate. We're just gonna throw like a few pieces in there. Dark chocolate is something that's actually like most people consider like fairly healthy, as long as it's done in moderation. So I got 5 chunks in there. And from there, if I'm eating a sweet, I do prefer to add some protein powder in there. Just add a little bit of protein. So actually, you know what? We'll wait. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw this in the microwave first. We're gonna melt down the dark chocolate, and then we'll come back and we'll throw some of the protein powder in after that. So yeah, that was about a minute long. The coconut oil usually melts pretty quick. The dark chocolate, when we start mixing that up, that should start to melt in there. So we're just gonna add, we'll start with maybe about 1/2 to 3/4 of a scoop of protein powder. Usually take a knife or a spoon if you want to. I usually use a knife and just mix it up. Yeah, so not a lot of dishes, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
It's not like the protein balls where you have to like roll them out or anything like that.
Take forever. Delicious, but time consuming.
So I see this is still pretty runny. You can see it. So what I do is I'm gonna add just a little bit more protein powder. So there you can see the consistency is just a little bit thicker. All we're gonna do from there is just literally pour it into each one of these cups.
How do your kids like these? He's got 2 little boys.
To be honest, I don't share these a whole lot with my kids.
No?
They do love them, but that's the problem is they would eat through them within an hour or 2.
Yeah. So what do you tell the parent that's having trouble with their kid that doesn't like to maybe eat healthy or has trouble with some good meal choices?
Yeah, I mean, if your kid's not eating, if you're cooking healthy and they're not eating their meals, something that worked really well for me was I just stopped feeding the kids snacks, right? And when they wanted the snacks, I mean, it's a myth. Kids don't need snacks during the day. Like nobody needs snacks, right? It's just something that we do. So when they started asking for snacks, I just give them fruit, right? And they still eat it, but they limit themselves.
Right.
And I find that they eat more of their suppers since I started doing that, so.
And I think so often, like anything, I mean, parents kind of get tricked into thinking that the kid's in control, right? They're asking you for snacks or they're asking you for, bad food. It's up to us to educate them. I think, like, I don't know if you're the same, but I find the more I educate my kids on healthy decisions, the more they want to make those healthy choices.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I had my kid ask me one day, he's like, Dad, what's in this? And I was like, well, I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, this is protein. Like, this has got good fat, bad fat. And he just started asking me like consistently. And I mean, I taught before he was 5.5. He knew all about his macros, right? You could hold up the eggs, or you could hold up whatever it was, the bread, and he'd tell you, well, oh, that's carbs, and that's like natural sugar. That's bad sugar. Like we shouldn't have that. That's a process. So yeah, it's all about how you raise them, right? Just talking, and especially if they ask you a question about it, don't be scared to like share the answers with them. It's crazy. I never had intentions of sharing macro or getting my kid like macro trained by the age of 5, but it works for him. Right now, it's like he asks me all the time. He's like, well, why do I need to eat this? I'm like, well, it's got protein in it, right?
Yes.
He's like, yeah, I know that. And I'm like, well, what does your protein do, right? So, and he's like, well, I want big muscles. Well, okay, well then eat your protein, right? Or like, well, what do vegetables do for you? Like, I don't like the way they taste, but like, look, maybe you don't like the way they taste, but you like big muscles, right? Well, you got to eat your veggies in order to get the muscles. So that was a big game changer. We went from no vegetables, and our typical supper looks like in the summers, it's a lot of salad and just with some sort of protein. So.
Education. We are the example for our kids, so I love this.
So I ran out,
Okay.
I got a few cups left here. So what I would do is I would just, again, refill it, portion it appropriately, right?
Okay.
Coconut oil, our dark chocolate, and our protein powder melted.
Okay.
And there you go.
And then these just go in the freezer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So there's nothing, you don't have to bake them or anything. It's awesome. You just throw this whole tray, fill them up usually about halfway full. You don't want to fill them to the top. So yeah, about halfway full, throw in the freezer and wait an hour whenever they start to gel.
Okay. And then when they come out, peanut butter goes on top?
Exactly.
Ooh, yum.
Yeah, it's nice. Right. Save that same cup. We'll melt the peanut butter right in that one. We're not dirtying any more dishes. It's super simple.
I love it.
Clean up is simple.
We'll be back. Okay, so we pulled these out of the freezer. We had a little bit on hand, so this is perfect. So what's the next step?
So it's simple, exactly what we did in step 1, except we're using peanut butter this time.
Okay, does it matter what kind of peanut butter?
You know what, I use a light. It's a little bit less fat. To be honest, it's not a huge deal. If you're a real health nut, like sometimes you much prefer the like the organic peanut
all
butter.
Natural, the oil on the top.
Yeah.
It never mixes.
To be honest, it's not. If I had a choice, that hands down is a better option. But for sake of ease, like I said, like everything I make, it's got to be simple, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that, then you're pulling it out, you're stirring it, right?
Stirring it for 5 minutes.
So I find I just use this. It's just easier for consistency. It's quick and delicious. So we're just gonna take this and we're just gonna put roughly the same. So I don't know, maybe 3/4 cup to a cup, yeah.
Enough to put it on all of these.
Yeah, and we're just gonna take that. We're gonna throw it in the microwave for probably about maybe 30 seconds. See how that is, and we don't want to overdo it to the point where it's like bubbling.
It's too liquidy, yeah.
Right, it just kind of like overcooks the peanut butter. So we just want it just enough, just so it's can run out of here nicely. So I'm gonna microwave that.
Okay, we're back. 30 seconds, peanut butter out of the microwave.
Yeah, and 30 seconds seem to be like the perfect amount for that. So all we're gonna do is just pour a little bit on top there.
This is what it looks like, friends. Kind of like a Reese peanut butter cup, but healthy.
Yeah, as long as you're not overdoing it on the amount that you eat, I would consider it healthy for sure. Yeah, so these are really nice. So what you're gonna do with these after is you're just gonna take them, I would take them, put them back in the freezer.
Okay.
And what it's gonna do is it's just gonna make them solid enough so that you can stack them in a container and they're not sticking to each other.
And if you eat it, probably the peanut butter won't run everywhere.
Yes, exactly. So it's like these are awesome. When I do them, I always do like a full tin. I usually do 2 batches just since I'm on the go, and it's some awesome. You just pull them out of the freezer. You don't need to put them in the fridge. Just always pull them straight out of the freezer when you eat them.
Okay, back in the freezer, and then we'll give it a try. Okay, so these are the peanut butter cups.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is the best part where we finally get to eat them.
Yes. Look at these suckers. They peel off. Delicious little cups, right? Just like a Reese's Pieces. We're gonna give it a shot. Oh my God. Gotta try these, you guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Scott, for joining me today. Guys, if you like this video, please like it, share, subscribe, and I'd love to hear what you're doing at your home for little snacks or meals. And thanks for joining us.